it's hard. It's hard. We reach roadblocks. We reach a lot of self-doubt. We have a lot of imposter syndrome. We hit spaces where it's just like, fuck, what the sorry, what am I doing, right? What am I doing? How am I getting there? Am I ever going to get there? How could I be so audacious to think I could ever? And, you know, we might not always be where we want to be, but we're far from where we came from. And so I think just a moment of reflection around what got you over those hurdles, what gave you the mental strength and conviction to keep going. I know we've talked about pivotal turning points, right? Your father, there were certain things. But we reach them all the time in the flows of life, right? We were talking about existential crisis very recently, and I relate. So what would I say in South Africa? We have a word called chutzpah. What gives you a chutzpah?
What gives me a chutzpah?
Like your gumption.
Clarity is peace for me. That's the way I'm wired, like knowing what I want. It seems so like simple, but most of you out there probably don't really know what you want right now. You think you know, but you haven't like given it enough space to really think about what you want. And be so honest with what your lowest self wants. Your highest self always tells you what it wants to be, but your lowest self tells you what it wants. So you have to make sure when you're writing down what you desire, that you're honest about what you want. All of you. Your higher self isn't your better self. Don't let this little granola wellness culture to steer you wrong. Be whole. Your whole self is your complete self, and it includes the lowest of the low, your primal carnal desires that are your God-given right as a human. So for me, it's always been, in every moment I realized it was clarifying what I wanted. I was lost in college. I needed to go away. Usually travel gets me out of, even if it's like just go to another part of LA that you've never, like if you've never been in the Valley, which I hope you have, but if you that like, you know, bougie, go to the Valley, ride a horse for a second. That might give you some perspective. And then when you come back, write down what you want. And once you really hone in on that, it's not as hard as you thought it was. You don't need to know how, you just need to know where. That building is still there. It's harder to see now. But some of you can still see it. And those of you who can't, we just gotta get a little closer. If we just trust that we're gonna get there, we don't need to know how. And that's for me always been the thing. Like this year, this first 6 months, I put out an album. Probably my worst rollout ever. Most of you probably haven't heard it.
I have.
You didn't even know I dropped the album. Thanks for those of you that did. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I know I'm hard on myself and others. But I say this to say, halfway through rollout, I didn't even want to do it. I didn't want to. I love this album. Oh my God, it's built with so much love. But I didn't feel like it because I didn't know what I wanted out of this year. I didn't know what I was passionate about. And I went to the ocean. I took some mushroom chocolates. I asked the ocean and life, like, why am I not myself? I usually speak with so much conviction. I'm out here like questioning things. Where's my certainty? Is that not what makes you masculine? Literally, that's the kind, you're telling yourself that without using those words. Isn't that what makes a man? You take what you want, bro. So I'm hard, my head is just talking to myself. So I go, I'm like, man, fuck all that shit. I need to just clear out. I go, and as the ocean is swaying, what comes to me is, where are you happiest in LA? Where are you happiest when you're in LA? And I responded, when I'm on the coast or when I'm in downtown LA, because it reminds me of New York, and I love New York and I miss it, but it grounds me, gives me some zen. Because people are interested in what you have to say in New York, and not just how you look. So I moved to downtown LA, Just got a laugh with my lovely lady, wherever you are, baby. Hey, and we have been ecstatic ever since. And I've been so open. I got ideas. I'm gonna do my rollout again. It's not too late. And I'm going on tour. I can't say with who. And I apologize to some of the fans. I know I've been MIA. I'm not. I needed some time away from social media. I also needed time to work with this particular artist who's bringing me on tour. But next week we're announcing it. I'm going on tour with them, and it's all gonna make sense. So I apologize, but soon come. That is what I did. I changed my environment. Travel, I guess, is the other thing I'm realizing as I'm talking to you. Travel and then clarity. Everything else falls into place. But you gotta get out of whatever you're doing. If you do what you always done, you'll get what you always got. So don't do what you always done. There's some break in the circuitry, some pattern that you can just change and just do it dramatically, radically, and that'll get you into a new thought pattern.
And that's a key.
That
For
is.
you?
I think
Just for
I
anybody.
think for that part, I'd say for everybody.
Yeah.